No, I'm busy tonight, actually.
Ooh. Can you feel that? Can you feel that big absence, that big void?
Yeah, it's quiet in here.
It's really quiet. Welcome to a quiet edition of the Jerry Hotpants Club podcast. I'm Pete. With me, as always, is
Chris.
And Helix the Jack. Find him on TikTok. He's there. He's there. I don't know if he's doing anything, but he's there.
Not much.
It's just us two today.
Yep. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
Yusef's dead.
True story about fortune cookies. They look Chinese, sound Chinese, but they're actually an American invention. They're hollow, full of lies, and leave a bad taste in your mouth. I've always wanted to say that. Oh, we have Yusuf. He's good. He's unharmed. But if you don't send us some money, he is going to have to go. Do you understand? Feed the tiger! Salim! Come on, last time, yalla! Come on!
Yusuf is not dead.
Okay, he's not dead.
He's asleep on his office floor, we think.
With his butt straight up in the air.
Scratches on his back.
Cat hair in between his toes. It is Wednesday, August 3rd. Yusef, I want to say we miss you, but it's really nice not having to talk over you today. So, and maybe we will get through this whole episode without saying the D word. Do you think we can do that?
Good luck, maybe.
Okay. All right, it is Wednesday, August 3rd. We're both going to take a look at what the national day is. Over here, I got National Georgia Day. That's interesting. National Grab Some Nuts Day.
Ayo.
You are correct. National Watermelon Day.
That's a good one.
I get a watermelon Red Bull because I don't like watermelon.
You don't like watermelon?
No.
What the hell?
I don't like watermelon, spaghetti. What was the other one I told you about? Goulash. And I really, really, really don't like toast. So, no, I love the shit out of toast. I eat me some toast, bro.
I would hope so.
We're going to take a look at National Grab Your Nuts Day.
Toast is great because somebody cooked that bread and then was like, cook it again.
They commanded them just like that. There are many nut days throughout the year, such as National Almond Day, National Pistachio, and National Pecan Day. But August 3rd embraces them all. National Grab Some Nuts Day.
Now, a lot of those things are not nuts. Technically, by the definition, almonds are not nuts. There's something else. I think we researched this.
Did we?
I don't remember.
Oh, we had the conversation. I know that much.
Yeah.
The same goes for walnuts and peanuts, even though they have the word nut in their names, defining a nut is tricky, though botanically an almond and a cashew aren't considered nuts. Once they're in the can, it's hard to tell the difference. It's kind of, I could make so many allusions to like people in jail. So, oh man, I wouldn't know. I've never been there. So, we're going to kind of talk a lot about today, the government.
Ooh, my favorite.
I know.
Oh,
I know. We're waiting for your book to come out. How I Think Shit is Fucked Up by Christopher Craves.
My book came out in 1776.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you should go back and read it again. So, I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to come right off the top about our buddy Jon Stewart there, you know.
Okay.
Well, funny guy. He's fired the fuck up. There is a bill that went to the floor of Congress to help veterans with medical assistance, with medical insurance. And a whole lot of people looked these vets dead in the eye and said, we're going to help you, and then voted against it. Because they said it was going to create a slush fund that the money was going to go elsewhere. That, in fact, is not the case. In fact, the bill that they voted for did have a different bill that they voted on later did have a discretionary slush fund. And they voted yes to that. But they basically took a shit all over vets. And so we had Jon Stewart down there, like, getting in these politicians' faces, calling them fucking trolls, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, well, the video you showed me was of him saying that to Jack Posobiec, and I know Jack Posobiec to be a good guy who is on the right side of history, and I don't know what was going on in that video. But I know Jon Stewart has fought for veterans' rights historically, and he did so after the money was gonna run out for the 9/11 responders who are all getting weird cancers to continue their treatment for free and on the government dime and or on the public dime, and he fought for that, and that passed. That was during Trump's presidency. Then he did another one now for vets. I know he's been fighting for, you got to pay these people. They like fought for us.
Yeah, you need so that we take a look at veterans hospitals, the VA. Classically underfunded, understaffed. These guys. We ask them because military service is not mandatory in this country. It is not mandatory. You are not. We've had drafts, sure, but you are. It is not. We are classically or historically throughout this country's history, we have not demanded that people pick up and take arms for whatever reason we tell them to. As a result, it's an elective service of government. As politicians in this country, they get jobs that afford them book tours in all sorts of plane rides.
Speaking of events.
Yes. Long after their terms in office are done.
They get hired by the people they push bills for.
Wonder how that works. And then, more importantly, we ask these people to lay down their lives. Do you see senators or congressmen or women like getting in front of bullets for the defense of this nation? No. Yet they make six-figure salaries. They line their pockets from lobbyists and their horse shit. And we can't even get sustainable health care for our veterans.
Well, the current Speaker of the House is the greatest stock picker in the history of the stock market, apparently.
Yeah, I know.
On her way over to visit an NVIDIA plant in Taiwan.
That's if China lets her.
Yeah.
We ain't going to talk about that, Secret Service. Thank you. So, I have a question, Chris.
Yeah.
What do you think ought to be done in regards to veteran health care?
Probably veterans' choice. They should have some kind of, they should be given, what's it called, a voucher, and they should be able to go anywhere to get their health care and not just go to the VA. I think that, I said when Trump was getting interviewed on the Hill by somebody, and they asked him, what are you going to be known for? And his response was veterans' choice. And the guy was like, I don't think that's what you're going to be remembered for. Like, out of all the things, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just, if it's government, if it's a government-run monopoly, if your only choice is to go to the government-run monopoly for your health care, it's usually going to be screwed up.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
And it's sad. Do you know any vets personally who are struggling as a result of not being able to get affordable or, decent health care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always hear about they got to take their trips downstate and
Yep.
They got to go to Saginaw, they got to go here, they got to go there, they got to wait.
And it's in an instant gratification culture, right? We see these little snippets on the news here, there, and everywhere about what people are doing to fight for our vets, to fight for our disenfranchised whomevers, and it's all just fucking kowtowing. What makes me sad is that we have to. I'll never sign up for service. I'm not capable. And I had a notion when I was 18 that I would. I'm a big scared pussy. That's just all there is to it. There are far more stronger, greater, courageous individuals than I who have taken this. I'd be willing to have an increase in money coming out of my check to make sure that these people, but that's not how it works, right?
I mean, the money's already there. They're just fucking wasting it on garbage.
Yeah, they have been. They have been. And that's the issue, right? Like, let's talk about schools.
Oh. Government-run schools? Or
yeah. Government-run schools. Well, now, okay, so you...
The majority of them are government-run.
You went to public schools your whole life, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, I went to a parochial school. Mm-hmm. And the advantages of a parochial school are smaller classrooms with the ability for each individual teacher to pay more attention to each individual student, right?
Yep.
So you don't have this billowing classroom of 40, 50 kids. You got 20, maybe 25. Now, there was a tuition increase from my freshman year to my sophomore year in high school. We went from a school that had about 300 some kids down to about 180. We had freshmen playing on the varsity team, right? Now, I'm not aware, but I think we did get some minuscule amount of funding from the government.
There's a,
I think,
scholarship fund. I think it might be private, but that school that you're talking about, I think everybody gets like $6,000-$7,000. And then it's on a sliding scale after that.
Yeah, it is. But, originally, all the parishes in the community, they took money out of their offering plate, and they were using that. They took a percentage. They pooled it together as a scholarship fund, specifically for our school, in order to help kids get in there. And there were kids whose parents, worked at GM, mom worked at Baymed as a nurse or whatever, and they were getting free fucking rides. And meanwhile, my dad unemployed, my mom barely making any money, and we were almost paying the full thing. So there was reform, there was an overhaul of it, and then it was more fair and biased. But still, like with anything, there's corruption when you put a lot of money together, right, and doesn't go where it's supposed to. Like the lottery is supposed to fix roads and go into schools.
I thought it just went to schools.
I thought it fixed roads too.
I think it just goes to schools.
Well, listen, from what I've spent on lottery, there ought to be gold-plated textbooks.
Yeah, well, the roads aren't. Michigan's got the worst roads in the country, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
Those roads ever get fixed? Those damn roads?
Those damn roads. Some of them are, but not inner city.
I think most of the roads that get fixed are near the urban centers.
Well, they are, and it also depends on how they stretch of state highway.
Right.
If it's a part of the road, that's part of the municipal county. It's up to the county to ask for the funds, and then do they get it? And then when the county gets the money, does the money get there? There's so much corruption from the top all the way down. I mean, there's corruption here in Bay County. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I'll go on record as saying that. Like, I don't trust our commissioners for the most at all. At all. Fucking city manager? Really? The roads in this town fucking suck. Whoever plans construction, like, oh, let's go do utility work at the foot of one of the bridges. Well, we have one that's torn the fuck down, and now we got this outside company that is taking care of our bridges, right? And we're going to have to fucking pay tolls. We live here, and we're going to have to pay a fucking toll. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. But again, that's just part of
I was advocating for them to wait on that since like 2015, 2016, and I was like, the country is crumbling. The infrastructure is terrible.
Yeah, it has been
all
for
over
decades.
Yeah, and they don't have, because the money's not worth shit, and they don't have any. They have to contract it out anyhow, and they overpay, and it's fucking terrible. But I was like, man, there should be like some infrastructure bills getting done, and they could get some money, and they just got like $40 million that they weren't going to have because of COVID or something. They got like some of the stimulus money.
We're talking about Bay County, right?
Yeah. They got a shit like $40 million, and they sold those bridges for like 2 or 3 or something like that. And
so where's the rest of the money?
Yeah, they could have had all that money to do something themselves,
mm-hmm.
but they just didn't hold on long enough. But I mean, they don't have to pay anything for those bridges anymore. The other 2 are state bridges, and then those 2 are private now. But we shouldn't have to pay anything for like 10 years.
No, but I think it's only going to be like 1 or 2. I don't think we're not getting that big of a grace period. There's a building they're opening up somewhere around here where we have to all go and we get these things that we put on our cars.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
it's ridiculous. It's
Or you can just take the state bridges and not the city bridges.
Which I'm going to. I'm not going to take city bridges ever again.
Yeah, it just sucks that the 2 city bridges are towards the water and the 2 state bridges are towards Saginaw. So if it was like this, but it's like this. Oh.
Well, the 2 state bridges are closer to the highways anyway, to 75. So, if you want to get in and out somewhere. I just, I look at the education system in this country. I see kids every morning at my work. You know, they can't do math. They're fucking disrespectful little cunts. You know? Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times I got to tell the same kids, leave your fucking backpack at the door because I don't trust you. Mm-hmm. You know? I ain't taking my bag up. Then you can get your little fat head the fuck out of here by bouncing it off the goddamn counter. And again, it comes back to this, like, the teachers don't give a shit because they don't make any money. They got to buy their own fucking school supplies for these fucking kids. Right? And let's talk about retirement for teachers. Is there such a thing? No. Fuck. You willingly go into a career knowing you're going to be shit on by kids. You're going to have to deal with parents who are entitled, who are not going to, you can't say anything to my kids. Then you're going to have a whole bunch of other parents that say, you can't teach that shit to my kids. Right? I want you to rewrite history to fit my fucking narrative. There's so much of that. Like, my hat's off to teachers who willingly want to engage in that career today to try to fucking make the world a better place and make a difference. Because it's damn near impossible. You do it for little pay. So, like, we can have gold-plated fucking guns in space rockets and missiles and all this shit. But teachers, the most important line of defense in this country, one of, right? Like defending us from having stupid fucking kids. And we don't appreciate them. We don't give them any fucking money. The schools are underfunded. They're all fucking crumbling. They changed the...
Get rid of them.
So what do you want to do? What's your proposal?
There's good teachers, but the whole system's flawed. It delays you making money way too long, especially in places where you need to make money quickly because your life is in danger. So, Detroit notoriously has like the worst schools in the country.
Oh yeah.
And they just continue to talk about funding. Or you see Chicago where the teachers struck like 2 or 3 times during COVID. Yep. Right before COVID, and then they struck again. It just seems to be too teacher focused and not student focused, just like the judicial system seems to be too employee focused and not on the people involved in the criminal justice system focused. And you need school. My biggest problem with school is that it doesn't let you fail. So
yes,
it doesn't let you teach you.
I'm a prime example of that. I'll come back to that.
You have to go in and like from your first day, you like need to get like 100%, right? You want to get as best grade you can. Boom, 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 boom. But it doesn't let you like get your hands dirty and fail and then learn from your mistakes. Like you got a 70% on this assignment. That 70% of your assignment's going to hurt you the whole fucking semester now.
Yeah.
But I would just also the Department of Education, the National Department of Education doesn't need to exist. It might be more crucial for people in an environment where there's lots of poverty to learn a trade at a young age so they can make sure they can make money as a teenager rather than delay that. Say, don't worry, you'll make money when after college. Now you're 18, now you're 19, now you're 20, 21, 22. You got, $60,000 in debt.
Your ass, yeah.
And then you get out and there's no jobs in that field or whatever, you know what I mean? Like where you could have learned how to do some electrical work or HVAC or plumbing. And like, I know I just had a guy buy a house. He was 22 years old and he had 30 grand in the bank. You know what I mean? He had 30 grand in the bank and he got a mortgage and he was 22. You know what I mean? And cause he was a union guy and he like got out. He was been doing it since he was young and he's got way more money than people I know that are in their 30s.
Yeah. With degrees, right? Like I was told my entire educational career that I was an intelligent person.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I never failed tests, but I never did any of the work because I'm lazy. I'm fucking lazy. And I just keep getting moved along. And then I get to my senior year in high school, and there were people with lower GPAs than I had who were going to walk and get their diploma unsigned. They had to finish some summer school, catch up on some credits, and they'd be good. You know, I mean, maybe not in my grade, but it's happened there before. But they just got tired of me and my shit at that point. And so they threw me out. And I deserved that. I totally did. However, this unchecked behavior just went on and on and on and on and on and on to the point where they're like, well, he's so broke, we can't fix him. We can't do nothing. See ya. You know? And what I get into the public system after that, and they kept, like, I'll never forget this. I was working at the hardware store, and the principal for the alternative education, he came down there on his own time and his own dime, and he had my transcripts. He went to All Saints, and he got my transcripts, and he said, you know, his name was Marty Gottesman. He's a little New York guy, you know, real little guy, not very tall. And he comes in, he says, Peter, if you look here, you are so close to graduation, it's not even funny. You come to my school, you do 2 hours in the morning, 4 days a week, you'll have your diploma by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now, me, at 20 years old, that's a golden fucking opportunity. Why the fuck didn't I do that, right? Well, my boss says, okay, that's fine, but I need you to work in the mornings. So try it out and we'll see what happens. So now he's only scheduling me 4-hour shifts. He doesn't like that I'm going to school because it cuts into, you know, somebody being there, which he's got to run a business. You hire me for 40 hours a week, and now I got to go down. And so, you know, it turns into this thing. What are we going to do? I dropped out of school, and I stayed out of there. It wasn't until 2019 that I finally went and got my diploma.
Yeah.
You know, but so now I'm a high school graduate at 39, but what is that going to matter? I'm not going to fucking college.
Yeah.
You know, and let's look at this realistically, right? Inner city schools, kids barely make it. And even if you are a next level genius and you have the greatest teacher, like the fucking movies will show you, you get out, you go to college. Now you got all this fucking debt up to your ass. Mm-hmm. Right now you got to get into a career with this, right? But you can't just walk into the high paying gig. You got to start at the fucking bottom. And as you go, you acquire more debt.
Yep.
The system is rigged against us from the start.
Yep.
And there's people who laugh their way to the fucking bank while going, well, we'll donate we'll create some kind of fund to help those in need. And fuck you. There needs to be no Department of Education. If there needs to be some sort of government-run educational system to oversee schools and set a standard, I can maybe see that, but it needs work. It needs a whole lot of fucking work. And then, you know, every part of our government is fucking just decrepit and corrupt.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a Department of Education. There should be vouchers again. There should be vouchers issued to the students, and the students should be able to choose where they go to school, if they go to school, or their parents should, until they're 18.
Yeah.
I think that school choice is a big deal. I think that
I would have done better in a public school education. I promise you.
I think learning a trade at a young age is just the way. I blame the public school systems for the obesity epidemic in America. I blame the public school systems for the homelessness and the tent cities popping up. I blame them for pretty much all poverty. If it weren't for the public school systems and people were learning trades at a young age, there wouldn't be poverty. I don't think most people should have W-2s. I think most people should have 1099s. I don't think anyone should pay taxes at all. But yeah. I think that that it's all a scam. It's all rigged to give the government jobs rather than give the students a future. I just don't believe that any of this is productive. I think that school wastes a big opportunity, especially during the pandemic. You could see how it was really teacher focused, but you have hundreds of kids in a building, and you have the one teacher teaching, like 30 kids or something. You have all these older classmen that could go help the younger classmen. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just too focused on the employees and not on the students. And I think the whole thing needs to go away. It's like I said, you got to learn trades. You got to teach the kids trades. I'm talking in first grade. So that you learn reading, writing, arithmetic, maybe some basic civics, some basic first aid, physical education, diet, and then you start learning all the trades, and then kids find ones they kind of gear towards, and you can start learning all that stuff. And it's not just the building trades, but then there will be coding, and there's cosmetology, and there's all these other things that you can learn, and you don't have to be 23 years old and $70,000 in debt to have a job. I don't know. It'll guarantee your future. It'll guarantee your future if you learn the trades. As somebody said, learn the trades or die. After the slaves were freed in America, it said, I think it might have been Frederick Douglass, but then I read somewhere that it wasn't. But learn the trades or die. And we're just not doing that. We're just thinking that everything's happy-go-lucky, like everything's going to be okay. And also, after World War II, the boomers had, the boomers came about, and they were told to go to college.
Yeah.
They were all told to go to college, and they went to college, and there were jobs there. And now it doesn't look like that's the way to go. It looks like learning skills and producing value is the way to go, and it's not, just wait and go to college. And the college system's flawed too. It's liberal strongholds, and they're pushing kids go into college, and they're one way, and they go in there and they get indoctrinated, and they come out, and they're they're today's libs of TikTok stars. So
yeah. So I want to shift gears a little bit. I think that it's something we all think about a lot. We live in a world that has drastically changed over the last 3 years. Let's just go ahead and say over like the last 5 or 6 years. And there's a new norm in America. Who hurt my feelings, and how can I bitch about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who can be the biggest victim?
The biggest fucking victim.
Yeah.
Okay, and listen, both sides are guilty of that. So it's not a political debate thing. It is an internet-fueled social media attention whore-grabbing cock cunt world. And so when you think about it, I have been disenfranchised. I have had my feelings hurt because somebody said those bad words. Those bad words. And because you said those bad words, now my feet are hurt, and I'm going to pout, and I'm going to scream, and I'm going to get you fired from your fucking job. And that is America today. That is fucking America today. The worst part about America today is that I say shit, and I am being told now that I can't say these things, right? They are a fucking joke. They are a fucking joke. All right? A fucking joke. But I can't say them. I can't say them anymore. Because somewhere, someone is sitting. They're sitting in their basement, and they're whittling a big wooden fucking cross, and they're waiting to nail themselves on that fucking thing in some town square somewhere and be like, look at me, I'm dying because somebody hurt my fucking feelings. Tighten the fuck up, America. Tighten the fuck up. All right? This is the country that put 18-year-olds on a fucking boat with a pack of Lucky Strikes and said, go kill Nazis. And they fucking did it without question. And now, when I leave the house, I have to look both ways so I don't hit some fucking goddamn hipster douchebag with a handlebar mustache who reeks like patchouli on a fucking bird scooter. And heaven forbid, I call him an asshole. Sir, I was born with an asshole, but I choose to not have one, so you can't call me that. Fuck you. Fuck you. If I had a time machine, I would go back and kill your parents so you were never born. I'm sorry.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Exactly. If I had that DeLorean, I would snuff out so many of you. It pains me when I get up in the morning and I get in my car and I drive that 3-block drive to work. And in that little distance, I see at least one person, just one, that doesn't deserve to breathe the air that I breathe. Do you know why they don't? Do you know why they don't? Because all they do is search for a way to get down on people. How can I get 5 seconds in the sun, 10 seconds in the limelight, and optimize it for the most effect? You can't say this because I am this religion. You can't tell me I can't say this because I am this or that. What the fuck happened to this country? And granted, I know that the rebuttal for some people will be, well, you know, we're trying to get away from racism and misogyny and homophobia and all that shit. And I agree that we should. But if you motherfuckers can't laugh at yourselves, if everything has to be taken so goddamn seriously that I can't even fucking giggle, my friends, you missed the point. You need to go fuck yourselves. I'm sorry, but I've been sitting on that for far too long.
What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. We are the nation of hurt fifis.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's gotten soft, right? Everyone's gotten soft.
I have too.
It's too easy. There's too much like fat. Like nobody has to actually be worried about, the people who are worried about like eating a day or like, am I going to freeze to death you know what I mean? They don't have, I don't know why when I see like people down on their luck and then just sitting in the park, I'm like, why don't they have any job? Why can't they can't go make any money? Like they can't do anything. Is it mental illness? Is it? But if they knew some trades, maybe they could be like, yeah, I know how to do this. Like I can use you know what I mean? I can go do more than just be a laborer and push a broom. Like I was taught how to do this, that, and the other thing. I was on my way here. I was at the corner of Center and Madison, getting ready to cross Madison, coming this way. Mm-hmm. And here comes these two guys. They got their knapsacks. You know, they're probably homeless. And I got my left hand hanging out the window with a cigarette. Now this guy has got hair here, but it's all shaved on the sides. And then he looks stupid. He just looks dumb. Yep. Okay.
He says, "Hey man, can you spare a cigarette?" I was like, "No, last one." "Why is everybody on their last fucking cigarette?" "What a fucking miracle that is. Oh my fucking God, everybody's on their last fucking cigarette." And I'm like, okay. Not just let him have it. Let him have it, you know. He gets about in front of the library, he turns around, "Just don't fucking lie to me, you fuck." And I'm like, okay. I told him to go fuck himself. That's like, if you know me, you know that was very reserved.
How many cigarettes did you have left?
I just opened the pack. That's not the point, right? That's not the point. We were in Detroit for the concert. We were standing outside the restaurant. This guy walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, can you spare a cigarette?" I gave him 3 fucking cigarettes, right?
Okay.
You know what? He looked scarier and more terrifying than these people did, but that's not why I gave him the cigarette. I could tell that this guy was genuinely down on his luck.
All right.
By circumstance, not self-induced.
All right.
Okay? This fucking guy is walking around angry. He's willing to play in the middle of traffic asking for fucking cigarettes.
Pelosi just landed in Taiwan.
Ooh, they didn't nuke her?
She landed in Taiwan.
Ooh, they're going to nuke Taiwan now, though. Oh, no. Okay, so while Chris goes away, coffee and Red Bull. So I'm in here all alone for the first time ever. I'm on camera by myself. There's no Yusef. There's no Chris. Hell, even Helix is gone. Oh, wait, here he comes. Huh? I am the star. So what I really want to talk about today, my hair. This is probably the dumbest episode we'll ever film, but I'm 41, almost 42. I still have my hair. It's gorgeous. It's luscious. It's thick. It's thick. You know, thick. That's right. Thick. And what I'm getting at is, I'll do with it whatever the fuck I want. So you people need to stop texting me. "You eat a whole lot of carrots, or you eating too many? Blah, 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 blah. Did you sit and fall down on a crayon there, guy? What's up with the hair? For fuck's sake. People dye their hair. He came skipping in here. God damn it. We need more cameras.
All right.
Homeless guy, cigarettes, go fuck yourself. So.
Let me touch up. My answer for the school system is obviously school choice, vouchers, and then the teachers union with their unholy alliance with the Democratic Party is out of this world. But they, again, you can't fire these bad teachers. And you can't, if you could take the student and put the student away from the failing school, and they say you can go here, you can go to this trade school, you can go here, you can go to this good school, you can go here to this small school that this teacher's running out of their house, you can go to this person, you can do, the money would follow the student. It'd help a lot. If we are going to have government run schools, I am an advocate for conscription. I am an advocate for 2 years of conscription. I used to want 1 year, but then I realized by the time you get done with boot camp and everything, you only got about 6 months left, so we don't get much service out of you. So there should be 2 years. This would help with
It's basically communism, you know that, right?
No, it's conscription. But it would be, so you're already going to school for 12 years, right? If you could do your first year during that K through 12, and then after college, a lot of governments have you do a year in the military, and it would only be peacekeeping missions. So you'd be like building hospitals and digging wells. But you'd learn trades while you were doing it. So you'd learn the trades, and you'd go dig wells, build hospitals and shit. And like Switzerland does, I think, a year. I think Germany does a year. Like a lot of people do like a year of conscription, and it's a really valuable tool that people. It keeps the kids in line, man, and they like learn something, and they become part of a team, and they all kind of see, like, they learn how to use weapons, so they're not scared of guns. Yeah. And I think it's a really, really, really valuable asset. So that's my thing, man. Get rid of the public school system, vouchers, and then the kids should all have like 2 years of like peacekeeping. That's including their whole trade, but they learn trades in that time. They learn trades.
Yeah, I mean, the whole notion of like, well, the kids got to go to school, they got to go to college.
Seems to be failing, right?
Yeah, has for a long time. Like, I'm looking back on my past thinking, fuck, if I would have went to college, but I'd still ended up on a fucking needle, I promise you, right? You know, I would have gotten them student loans and fucked them off. You know what I mean? And then I'd be in that debt.
I got my bachelor's. I only went to high school for 3.
Did you hear that, ladies?
3.25 years.
Bachelor.
And got my diploma. I transferred schools senior year, and they were like, you got all your credits. You graduate in October. So I only had to go like through October of my senior year.
So I have an idea.
I got my bachelor's in finance in 2011.
How old were you?
Old.
Shut the fuck up. I'm older than you. So we're going to call somebody. First time on the show, we're just going to put them up to the microphone, though.
We can plug them in.
You got to...
Is it a C?
Yeah, C-type.
I need C to aux. I don't know if I have a C to aux.
No, we could. I'll put them on speaker and then put them up to the speaker. Who are we going to call?
Do you have an aux?
No, they took the aux away on the newer Galaxies. So
yeah, they're going to make iPhone do the C. They're already starting.
Oh, are they?
Europe's going to, so it's going to make them do it everywhere probably.
Who do we want to call on phone prank? Jeremy's working, otherwise he'd answer the phone.
I don't know. Make sure it's somebody that isn't going to be mad. They're immortalized on the internet forever.
I could call my old landlord. He's a fucking surly cocksucker, but he'll probably be, hey, you fat fucking cocksucker. Let's see. Oh, Paul normally answers when I call him.
Oh,
let's try Paul. Here we go. Paul, I'm telepathically communicating with you.
Please leave your message for...
God damn it. Hey, buddy, I'm on a call, he says.
Oh, he's working.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just have to have Yusuf kind of edit around this. Let's see.
That's fine. We'll just put it in.
Who else can we try here? We got to find somebody.
What else is my problem? You know, they say that school is, for most people, is the only place they'll witness violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. I wish people could just come. Montessori schools seem to be good. I wish people could come and go, and I wish there was a first shift and second shift school, and I wish you could just do it at home. There'd be like pods you could like go to, like there was like a way to get picked up by like some Uber or something. You could go just for the tutoring. Like you could go online or you could go in person. I think most of the kids would choose in person, but if you wanted to stay home and do it, you could do it. Or you could go to the local tutor's house, some pod, or you could go to the big campus if you wanted to. Oh, gosh. Dude, no.
No, why? I mean, we can edit him out.
All right, man.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm at work.
Bullshit. You don't have a job.
I have a calling.
You have a calling?
Yep.
What's your calling?
It's not a job. It's a calling.
What is that? Dicks?
Fixing broken shit that housekeeping sends me.
Well, everything you're saying is being recorded live on the podcast as we speak.
Oh, well, hello there.
Isn't it his fiance's birthday?
Yeah, and he's at work.
Ask him what he's doing.
I'm getting healed, but last thing I free cost. Yeah, I'm getting.
Okay, have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we're going to have to cut
I
that.
told you.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah. That was Quiz Twinkle, ladies and gentlemen. Quiz Twinkle. But we're really stretching here, so I think maybe...
What do you think should be done with the school system?
Honestly, you know, being raised the way that I am raised, I do believe that it is a responsibility in part, not to the extent that it has been, but in part, I believe it's the government's responsibility at times to create the means for which certain things are held to a standard, at least. No, it's good. Government has gotten so big and it's overreach huge that it's just broken. But I really think that I like the idea of a voucher, but you need to have a standard by which, okay, so the curriculum, when you separate and say, well, they can teach here or they can teach there or they can teach out of their house or whatever, you're going to end up with fucking fruitcakes teaching our kids.
Well, you could not send your kid to that person. You'll be able to choose.
Yeah, but okay, so and this is a reality of things.
So the bad ones will go away because
the bad ones won't go away. Let's say you have a fucking racist ass piece of shit pushing the hierarchy of the fucking master race, and he's teaching shit like everybody else has mud blood and bullshit like that. That guy is going to be who the other racists seek. And they're going to tell an undescriptive truth.
That's so hypothetical, I don't believe that actually exists.
Oh, see, and it's naive to assume that it doesn't.
America's not racist.
America's incredibly racist, Christopher.
America is the least racist country on earth. That's what's great about America.
That's a cool story, bro. It's a real cool story. Someday, when that ends up in paperback in the fiction shelves, I will buy that book. Until then, I think we reached our limit.
I'm hungry. I need lunch.
Yeah, I got to take a dump.
Okay.
Yeah, so on that note, sorry, gang. It's a little all over the place here.
Yusuf should have been here, and he's not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm
And that's okay. You know, that poor bastard,
Get a bologna
he drives himself into
sandwich.
the fucking ground.
Yeah.
He's a little touched in the head, folks.
Yeah.
People want to meet him, though, so we are going to have a meet and greet with Yusuf in a sausage factory in about 2 weeks.
Ooh, sausage.
Meat. So for Yusuf, who we miss, and
Me.
the ever-loving,
Chris.
handsome Chris. Don't you have anything nice to say about me today?
Thanks for showing up. Your hair looks better.
Goodbye.
No, I'm busy tonight, actually.